Hi everyone, welcome back to another unboxing video, and today we've got a Beyblade Burst Turbo Switchstrike Bay to open. So one that I'm really happy to have finally gotten hold of, Hades H3 here, and one of the very few bays that Hasbro has put out that does have metal incorporated into it, so there was a lot of hype around it because of that reason, and pretty keen to see how this goes up against some other Slingshot and Switchstrike bays that I do own, as well as its teknoaxe counterpart, and so look forward to some videos on that. We'll move on to the back here and read what they've got here. So symbol and them telling us that it is a right spinning bay, and then a bit of information letting us know that it has a metal heavyweight exterior, as I just previously mentioned, and then its forged disc, which is a two-part forged disc, so disc and frame, and then its performance tip, so Hasbro's version of Zephyr or Zypher, however way you'd like to pronounce that, and then another bit of information saying that it is a hollow balanced stabilizer on the tip there, so that tip just being hollow if you're unfamiliar with it, and then a statistic here indicating its performance, so 6 to attack, 6 to weight, 1 to burst, so low chance of it bursting there, and 4 to agility, 6 to defense, and 5 to stamina, so pretty high there, well bounced and pretty high in those stats, and really strong as well. So we'll open him up and have a closer look at all those parts, and compare it to the teknoaxe counterpart, and then we'll finish off with a test launch in a stadium. Okay, we're all unpackaged with everything placed out on our table now, and I've just got my teknoaxe version here, and I'm going to get him apart so we can have a look at the difference between the two while I'm checking out the Hasbro one. Alright, we'll start things off with comparing the two layers here, and I've got teknoaxe on my left and Hasbro on the right, and I'll firstly apologise for not having the full amount of stickers on my teknoaxe one. I just found it easier to keep that metal in good condition without them, but I will let you know where they're meant to be when going over the Hasbro version. And the first obvious difference between the two being that we don't get that black and grey on the face there, and the second not so obvious one being that all these hexagons are supposed to be that red color. They've missed 2 out, and then we are meant to have a small design on these 2 bits here as well, and the last one being that we don't get the full amount of metal on the Hasbro layer, so these side sections here are actually plastic, whereas on the teknoaxe one everything is metal. And other than that, the color of the layers are 100% perfect, with that really nice metallic purple, and as well as the gold on the face and the blue in the eyes being spot on as well. And if I did have those stickers on, so would be the red on those hexagons. We'll move over to the back now, and Hasbro has that slope system where teknoaxe have the teeth instead, and I'll put him down and give you a quick opportunity to grab that QR code if you do not have it already, and then we'll move on to the forged discs. And for him we get the 11 forged disc, which is one of the lighter discs in the series, but the metal in the layer makes up for that weight difference quite well. Then moving on to our frame, so we get to the turn frame with this guy, and if you don't know what he is all about, at the moment it is in a defense mode, so the attacks from your opposing bay deflect off of it, and then you can detach it and turn it over, indicated by the name there, and then when you put him back on, you've got the teeth going in the opposite direction, so attack mode now, enabling you to get extra grip on your opponent, increasing the chance of you bursting them. And then I'll just grab the teknoaxe one here for a bit of a comparison. So pretty much identical with each other. The only way I am telling the difference between these two is with the star system on the back of that forge disc, and the fact that Hasbro have put silver flecks in their frame there. Okay, well, we'll move on to our performance tips now. And as I mentioned previously when reading out the back of the packaging, we get the Hasbro version of Zephyr or Zypher, which I'm still not 100% sure on how to pronounce that, but I do know it is up there with my all-time favorite performance tips or drivers. And now you can actually see that hollowed out tip on it, which gives it a good amount of lastability as well as producing a decent attack. I'm just going to grab my teknoaxe one here, which you can see has that clear plastic with a bit of silver flecking in it itself this time. And then instead of the standard spring, which the Hasbro one has, we get a dash version which has a gold spring and indicated by that red tab as well, giving it a lot stronger grip. And that's it for those, and I'm going to piece them together now and we'll have a feel of how good those slopes are and finally finish everything off with a launch in the stadium. Okay, so got him partially together here, and we'll pop that performance tip on and give him a turn there, and that has a good amount of grip. So that stat on the back there saying that it had 1 to burst was not kidding. That is not coming apart very easily at all. So yeah, decent grip with this guy, which is going to bode well in its performance. Okay, we'll grab my stadium and we'll do our test launch. All set up now, and 3, 2, 1, go shoot. That's Bay diving nicely towards the center. Our tip performing perfectly. Looks like we're going to last a decent amount of time. So I'm sure you're getting sick of me. We'll end things off there. I hope you liked the video, and until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.